Hello and welcome. You are here for episode 119 of the Nearly Men Video Games podcast, coming to you live on Twitch from Scotland on Thursday the 17th of November 2022. I am Paul Kaczynski, and joining me tonight is the very handsome Blunderboy87.
Hi!
And along with the ever work-shy Colin_NM, we are the Nearly Men, and this episode is brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy.
Mr. Producer.
Thank you. We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you've probably kicked our asses online. Blunder Boy.
Well done. You got that right.
That's not bad, wasn't it?
That was good. That's
just a little accent. Just stop thinking about it.
I just gotta go for it.
Just let it flow. It was the equivalent of.
It's funny, like you just get to roll the.
Aye. The equivalent of Luke Skywalker bringing down the blast shield. Just going with it. That's what it was. That's what it was.
I understood that reference.
How are you, sir?
I am good. A wee bit tired. I think I say it every time we podcast because it's just a very long, dark November.
Well, the thing is, when it gets to Thursday, you've done almost a full week of proper work.
I know. So, and I play badminton on Thursday now, so I'm always a bit sore as well. My body's like, huh? Exercise? What's that? I'm like, ugh.
When you play badminton, when you serve in badminton, Blunder Boy, do you?
I always serve.
You're right-handed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Always serve. So do you hold your shuttlecock in front of you and hit it like coming from the right, or do you go backhand and serve it that way?
Do a backhand because backhand's a lazy way of playing.
Oh.
The only time, so I found this out today. So because I always go backhand for some reason, and I turned to Rory and said, I don't know why I do that. I've never been a big tennis player or badminton player. And he was like, it's a lazy way of playing. The only time you play backhand is when you're playing front down the net because they can't predict what you're going to do. So backhand's fine, but you shouldn't play. You should always turn your body so the face of the racket and your hand is facing towards the net. But yeah, when you serve, it is sort of backhand, but you basically you put your right foot forward, you go up on your tiptoes, you raise your elbow up, and your racket has to be below your waist, so it's a foul.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and it has to be one movement. If you started stopped again, that's two movements. It's a foul. Badminton has so many rules.
I didn't know
and
that.
You have to think so much. Yeah. So like, and then it's when you're doing that kind of serve, you're keeping it as low in it as possible, so that they have to hit it up, and then this is in doubles. Your partner smashes it back.
Right. Aye.
So there's like it's very technical. It's very good. It's very fast. Now my brain is 3 steps behind.
Love it.
It's fun, but yeah, there's so many rules and technicalities in it.
Love it.
It's like how you play as well. If you're serving, it's better to be one behind the other in case they hit it far, you hit it back. But then when they are serving, you split to the side. But you can play sides, or you can play front to back. Like it's
aye.
And Rory's very good, but I'm just learning. Also, when you're holding your badminton racket, holding it in front of your face, if they smash it, you can just deflect it back if it's in your face. But like the reflexes, you've got to be so fast. I'm not there yet.
Such a fast game, aye. For a game that doesn't move, if like when you whack it, it's got that initial, but then it slows right down. It's so fast.
All on the wrist as well. It's not your arm, so. Even when you swing, you use your thumb and wrist to flick it. Rather, it's not about how fast your arm's going. So you get the momentum, and then you flick your wrist and arm at the last second, and that gives it the whack.
Excellent.
But it's good. I'm gonna be a badminton pro.
Yeah.
I'm already a shot putting pro. Shot put's so when we do sports day, I even charge a shot put, and the PE teachers were like, "You are amazing at this." I was like, "I know, right?" And whenever people go, "You're quite good at that," I'm like, "I'm usually pretty good at anything I try."
He is. Genuinely is. He's one of these people.
Jack of all trades, like I'm good at everything, but I don't really master much.
We were talking about something off air that I nearly said that very thing to you there. What was it you were talking about? I'm not going to have to think of it. That'll be the most dulling thing. The dulling thing to listen to.
The dulling thing.
But no, I was thinking that exact same thing, that you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything.
Yeah. Like I'll pick it up and have a shot and usually be half decent at it, and then let him board down.
Aye.
And then I was thinking about you the other day because we were talking
Oh,
about cricket in school.
hmm?
And I was like, cricket's not really a big sport. I was like, you don't get a lot of kids playing cricket. And then they were saying, oh, but there's always that one subset of kids who love cricket. And I was like, oh yeah, my papa,
Aye.
he loves cricket.
It's great, aye. It's a very working class Scottish game, believe it or not. Cricket. Everyone
I
thinks
think
it's
that's
a
so
very upper
interesting.
class kind of toffs game, but it's not. It's a working class playing in the streets type game.
Because it's
Yeah.
interesting.
Aye. It was football. We were talking about football. I was going to mention football, but how when we played five-a-sides, you were by far the most improved. Very quickly, very good.
I was a wreck at first, member. Chopper.
Well, it was a chopper hog. You came in the game and you were a wee bit timid of it all, and just a bit kind of like I'm not very good and all that, and then
and then just ran into people.
A couple of years later, you're one of the best players playing.
It was good fun. I know. I've not played football in ages. Actually, I'm so unfit. Like,
tell me about
so last Friday, we were off in service and we went in early at 7:30 to go to a gym session. So it was me, four PE teachers, and 2 other teachers who loved the gym. I was a wreck. It was embarrassing how unfit I was. Now I was like, just like, I can't do it. I was like such a whiny boy. I was like, no, and they kept going, do heavier weights. I was like, I don't want to. But afterwards, I felt great. But even Monday, I was like, I'm still sore. But I also had my COVID booster and my flu jab, so I think that on top of the gym, I was just like,
how were you after your boosters?
Do you know, okay-ish. My arms, the flu arm was fine. The COVID booster arm was no, it wasn't even sore. It was just kind of a bit achy. And then, so Saturday morning, mid-afternoon, I got a wee bit tired because we went to get haircuts and the way back, I passed out in the car. And then Saturday night, I was feeling a bit.
All that hard work getting your hair cut there.
I know. I sleep on my right side, so it was fine. And then when I woke up on Saturday, I felt like my eyes were like a good 6 inches out of my face. Like I felt really floaty headed.
Gosh.
And like I was like, oh, hello. And a wee bit, I don't give it was a wee bit of headache, so I just took some paracetamol and played God of War for like 2 hours. And by bedtime I was fine.
Well, that's
so
good.
I never really had that bad. My husband was like a potato. He was
it's just so hit and miss.
Yeah, he gets in a Tuesday night and the Wednesday I came home from work and he was literally lying on the sofa and a blanket not moving, and I was like, are you alive?
Oh gosh.
And he was just like, I feel
so hellish. So my temperature shot up with this one.
oh really?
Apparently at 2 o'clock in the morning I was saying I was freezing, wrapped up in all the blankets, and sweat was lashing off me.
I said, mate, when I went in, she was like, so why are you here? I was like, I don't know, you emailed me. And she was like, should I get your letter? I was like, no, it's an email. She said, oh, that doesn't have the information I need. I was like, well, don't send emails. And then she was like, so you're 35? I was like, yeah. She's like, and that's when she went, so why are you here? And I went, I don't know, you tell me. And you sent me the email. And then she was like, are you an employee? And I was like, I'm employed, yes. I was like, I'm a teacher. And then she's like, all right. And I was like, and I've got asthma. So she's like, oh, that'll be why you're here for your flu jab. And I was like, okay. And then the other nurse comes over with the iPad to ask you questions. So she came over and she was asking questions. And she's like, have you been in hospital and admitted to hospital in the past year because you had asthma? I was like, oh yeah, I collapsed in a train like last October.
Gosh.
And then she was like, oh, because that you can get your COVID booster too. I was like, oh, what a prize I have won. So I was like, yeah, double dose of milk, but may as well.
Happy days.
But apparently people are just trying to go in off the street to like steal vaccine. Like, just like, can you just let me in? They're like, no.
Oh.
Yeah. So how come you get yours if you get asthma?
No, because of my work.
Because I get the flu one last year in my work. Like they came into the work and because they gave up, the kids all get them obviously. And do you know for kids it's a shot up the nose, like it's like a
aye.
And I was like, oh, that'll be easy. And then the jab me in the arm, and I was like, oh, right. So,
I think my Olive got a jag today. She got her flu today, and I think it was a jag. Aye,
rather than a
foot. Aye,
interesting.
I think
because they're in our school next Friday doing all the kids, and I was like, I have mine.
Unless the wee Maverick was just suggesting it was a flu jab. but it's not actually a jab.
I still call it a jab.
Yeah,
I still do get jabbed. I think the kid, it's weird, I don't know.
because the secondary pupils are still getting up the nose, aren't they?
Was that last year? Unless they changed it again, don't know.
Anyway, join us next week for the Nearly Men Medical Badminton podcast.
We're just still at Grey's Anatomy beside of badminton.
Listen, there's no
one thing I did notice, how you say the number of the episodes interesting, because you say 119 and I would say 119.
That's interesting.
What Colin says.
119. I've got into the habit of saying single numbers, I think, for things like that. I'm not a fan of like saying 119. 19.
It feels like a lot.
See the number before 1? What number's that?
0?
A 0. That is 0, isn't it? Like, there's people that say nothing. And O.
I was going to say, are you going to say nothing? O's a letter. Come on now.
So say you're doing a Glasgow phone number. The start of a Glasgow phone number, what are you saying?
Oh, that's interesting. If I was to say numbers, I'd say 0141.
Oh!
But if I say a mobile number, I'll say 0772.
Oh! Crossing the threshold. And the least we say about that, the better. Listen, Blunder Boy's been playing all the games for everybody. So we're going to get into that. And of course, the listeners have got in touch as well. If you want to get in touch with us, for whatever reason, tell us how your COVID vaccine went. How do you serve in badminton? And how do you
say number 0?
Get in touch here.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Aye. Press the wrong button, everybody. Press the wrong button.
Like, fix it in post. Fix it in post.
Do you know what? I'm going to give you it again. I'm that lazy. I'm going to give you it again. Get in touch.
Reaching The Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for The Nearly Men Video Games Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kaczynski, all one word. Follow Blunderboy at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? Get in touch, baby! Listen, it's the middle of the month, Blunderboy, and what happens in the middle of the month is everybody tells you what games you're getting for your subscriptions. It's like this episode of the podcast is full of information like this, and the one in 2 weeks is not full of information like this, because it's usually about the day before anything drops. So do you want to find out some subbies?
Give me my subbies.
Oh yeah, baby. Subbies. Let's jump into the Game Pass straight away. Game Pass, which I need to get a new Game Pass subscription, by the way. Mine is up in a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. Don't know what I'll do. On the 15th of November, that was the other day, Pentiment came out, which we're quite keen on. Somerville came out as well, both for console and PC. You can also play Pentiment on the cloud. On the 17th of November, that's today.
It's today.
You can go home. Dune Spice Wars is out on PC, as is Ghost Lore and Lapin for console, PC and cloud, and Norco for console and cloud. Dune Spice Wars is actually quite good. I got a wee code for that way back when.
I remember it came out. I was like, oh, it's not bad, and then I never played it.
It's quite. I think it didn't have multiplayer when I played it, but they do now, I believe.
Is it not like you do the same strategy, but it's different? You have like soldiers?
Yes.
It's like it's all about stocks.
Kind of. It's like, you know how in like Red Alert and all that, you could get thousands of guys and send them. You can only get so many, so you can only get like 5 units and things like that. It's a bit more restrained, but it's quite fun. Quite fun. All about money management, I think, is the key to it.
Money.
On the 22nd of November, Battlefield 2042 is coming to console and PC. That's the one that was out last year, isn't it?
I don't know.
I can't keep up. Gungrave Gore is out as well on console, PC, and cloud. On the 29th of November, you're getting Insurgency Sandstorm for console and PC, and Soccer Story for console, PC, and cloud. And on the 20, I think actually it's the 30th of November, that should say, Warhammer 40k Dark Tide is coming out.
Ooh.
Colin loves a 40k game.
Magic or Die. Well, so interestingly, Dark Tide is like the same type as the Vermintide games.
Oh, okay.
And they're Vermintide 2 is very, very good. I've played some of that with Magic or Die. So I think Dark Tide is going to be quite good compared to some of the others.
Excellent. Games with Gold, the new standard with Games with Gold is they're giving you 2 games per month as opposed to, I think it was 4 over the month. From November the 1st to the 30th, you're getting Praetorians HD Remaster. And then from the 16th, so that's now, to the 15th of December, you're getting Dead End Job. Excuse me. Over on the PlayStation side of town.
Ooh.
So if you play PS Plus Essential, that's your 3 free games for the bottom tier. For November, you're getting Neo 2 for PS5 and PS4, Heavenly Bodies for PS5 and PS4, and Lego Harry Potter Collection for PS4. On the PS Plus Extra and Premium, you are getting Chorus for PS5, PS4, Oddworld Soulstorm Enhanced Edition, PS5 and PS4, Rainbow Six Siege for PS5 and PS4, and Skyrim Special Edition on PS5 and PS4. The rest are just PS4. You're getting Earth Defense Force Iron Rain and Earth Defense Force World Brothers. Kingdom Hearts have dropped. It's the HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix, 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory. You're also getting Oni Chanbara Origin, and you're getting the Gardens Between, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2, which is a brilliant game, by the way, I have to say. And What Remains of Edith Finch. For PS Plus Premium only, you are getting a bundle of Ratchet & Clank games. You're getting Ratchet & Clank itself, Ratchet & Clank Going Commando, Ratchet & Clank Up Your Arsenal, Deadlocked, Ratchet & Clank Future, Tools of Destruction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, are all the subbies that you're getting at the moment. Subbies.
I like that. It was very soulful.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? There's some. There's a the PS Plus are getting pelters at the moment, and apparently they've had a huge drop in subscribers because of it.
Like 2 million.
Aye, but you know, I think it's more to do with the PS Plus Premium. I think because the PS Plus Extra, I think is akin to Game Pass. It's not quite as good as Game Pass, but it's akin to, you've got things like Assassin's Creed, and you've got Rainbow Six, and you've got like Stray came out as a first kind of go, but they've recently come out and essentially just said, because they were getting pelters because Game Pass constantly dropped day one, that you're getting this in day one, you're getting this in day one, and PlayStation were a wee bit like, nah, we kind of like the money.
Yeah.
And they didn't, not in that exact words, but in a kind of way. That's kind of what they said. No, we're not going to do that because we kind of like the money. So they're not going to drop day one things very often. But they do every now and again. Even before this new form of PS Plus, they did drop a few things like through PS Plus and all that. But it's not doing well. It's not doing well, the new format.
I think they kind of played catch up a bit, and then a lot of stuff going on. You're like, oh, I played that, or oh, that was in Game Pass for ages. So it's just kind of I'll get to the point it kind of. I think they'll get to the point it gets even-ish, and then they'll need to be like, oh, now what do we add? The biggest letdown is their classics catalog, which they were like, here's some classics. No, you've had enough.
I think that's what.
Hello.
What I was saying about the PS Plus Premium, I think, is the biggest letdown. I think because I think a lot of people were believing that, as you say, it was going to be the classics and they were going to have everything they could possibly dream of, and it's just been a bit.
Like I paid for I was paying for like the year just up front, and I'm like, oh damn.
So are you premium?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I was like, I'm gonna get so many classic games to play with trophy support. Lies.
Lies. And it's all it's all streaming the premium stuff, isn't it? It's all
No, PS1 and PS2 games download, PS3 streams.
just the 3, right?
Because the PS3 is a wonky beast.
Aye.
PS3's architecture was always like when that generation, everyone was built in the 360 and ported to PS3 because it was too difficult to build in PS3 and port to 360. And even then, when they built in 360 and ported to PS3, it didn't always work. Bayonetta being a prime example, Bayonetta on the PS3 was trash.
Oh.
So yeah, so the PS3, and it's still a bit like their own emulation of it just to run very well. They're like, what have we done?
Oh gosh.
It's a very interesting situation where even the people who made it are like, how does this work?
Aye. Anything catching your eye there in that list? Pentiment.
Do you know
I think Pentiment will be quite fun. I need to give
what
that a
one
go.
was that?
So it's the one. Is it made by the same people that did Outer Worlds? Maybe I can't remember exactly. Oh no! It's made. I could be getting this wrong here. What's the one? Aye. What's the one that's made by the people that did the original Fallout? That was
Outer Worlds.
Is it Outer Worlds? I think it's
very
them.
good.
It's either them or it's the people that made.
It's from Obsidian.
Aye, so that's them. Aye, good.
An adventure video game by Obsidian. I'm gonna tell you what it's about. I'm gonna say Vikings.
It's kind of medieval, I
Side
think.
scroller, yeah.
Aye, but it looks interesting. It's got a nice wee animation, art style to it.
That may be worth looking at.
I think that's worth a look. If you like your RTS kind of stuff, I'd look at Dune Spice Wars. That's good fun.
You can never go wrong with Kingdom Hearts games unless you play 3.
Why are they called 1.5 and 2? Does 1 exist? Does Kingdom Hearts 1 exist?
So Kingdom Hearts 1.5 is a collection of games based in the so you get Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memory, Kingdom Hearts digital thing, which is actually a short movie. So it was a collection of games, and then 2.5 was Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts. What's it called? Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. No, that's in 2.8. It's basically anthologies of games set at roughly the same time.
Incidentally, this is a yearly question I asked Blunder Boy.
Yeah, So, and then 2.8, the final chapter prologue, has a mini sequel to one of the games in 2.5, and then a sequel which is actually a prequel to all the games, but it's actually a sequel to the rest of the games. Then you get Kingdom Hearts 3. And Melody of Memory is quite cute. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory is a action rhythm game, so it's like you get to like push the buttons to the songs, which is fun.
Yeah, that's nice.
Aye. But it's nuts. And they've got a whole new trilogy coming out soon.
Oh, good. That'll be 3.1, and maybe if we're lucky, 3.6.
Maybe.
Blunder, let's talk about games, buddy.
I mean,
do you know what? Let's go into Gotham Knights first, which you spoke about a bit last week. Yeah. Since then, I've jumped on it as well.
You have. I finished it since we spoke about it.
Have you finished it?
I've finished the campaign.
You're dirty.
Yep. Very, very good. Very emotional at times. I will say, gets a wee bit grindy with fights, so I put it in easy mode because we're getting bored.
Oh, controversial.
Just because they become meat sacks of push the button and it's boring. So a review said that. It said, if you want to enjoy it, put it in easy because the fights don't really matter.
Right, aye.
Like I do them in like normal because you can put it back up to normal to see if it's a really grindy bit. I'm like, okay, it's easy. And then for like a boss, I put it back up to normal so I could experience the normal gameplay.
Right.
But for fighting the same enemy like 15 times in a row, I'm like, oh, you can just die.
I'm in trouble. I'll not lie.
Ooh.
I'm in trouble because it's side quest tastic.
It is.
That's what I'm worried about. It's side quest tastic, and I'm on. I think so. It's that, as Blunder was saying last week. It's kind of done in nights, and I don't know how many nights there are. I don't think I want to know.
They're unlimited.
Oh right, okay. And like and the setup that I'm at the moment, you can kind of you can. It's almost like doing one big story mission per night, and you do all the other sidey stuff. The more sidey stuff you do, then the more kind of proper and inverted comma missions you get to do the next night. I think Blunder explained it last week. It was perfectly way explained it. I can't do a night without doing everything. Genuinely, and I know that might change, but at the moment I am scouring that map for every single I'm cleaning Gotham. Gotham is sparkling clean. Jason Todd is got his marigolds on, and he is...
Jason Todd gamer. I was going to ask you if he has all of it.
You told me to go Jason Todd, so I thought, well, I'll go Jason Todd.
Yeah, you're Jason Todd.
Now here's a question for you. So we're talking about playing this next week on stream. Yeah. Do I have to stay in my game, or can I have a second game going? Do you know?
Is there more than one save file?
That's what I don't know. I'm interested. Because I'm interested to play another character, and I know you can change during the game.
Yeah, but you kind of want to. Yeah, cause so when I was playing as Nightwing, Nightbutt, as Alan calls him.
Nightbutt.
And then I switched to get Batgirl for a few missions, and then I went back to Nightwing. But then they talk as if Nightwing done those missions. I was like,
I don't like that.
They actually treat it like all four are there.
Right.
But so I was playing. So I played on my own as Nightwing for most of the game. But then I've been playing on PC with Magic or Die and his game. Magic or Die was in night 35, level 27, mission 2. He forgot there was a main story.
He's a man after my own heart. Yes.
I was level 4 when I joined him. By the end of a 3-hour gameplay where we'd done like one story mission, I was level 20. But for the first few nights of patrols, I had to perch on top of a lamppost as Batgirl and throw my batarangs at people because they were all too strong for me. I was like playing a first-person shooter as Batgirl. I was like, this is fun. And then I was like, we have to play story now. It's like, oh, do we need to? I was like, yes, because the really good loot unlocks at mission 6, chapter 6.
Right, okay.
And he was moaning about his armor being weak because we were getting battered. So I was like, we need to do some story. But yes, so he was very much night 35.
Night 35, jeez Louise.
Done like 2 chapters in the main storyline.
I dread to think how long it's going to take me to get to night 35. I'm
well,
worried.
I finished the game in night 27, I think.
Oh, see, I am doing story missions, so I am doing the whole night and then doing the story mission. I kind of finished. So I did
yours. I'd go out to all the crime and finish the story mission, and then I was getting on the story. So there was a few nights I just ignored the locals and let them get beat up, and just did a couple of nights of story missions. I was like, "Don't look at me. The other 3 can save you." But the funny thing is,
Gotham Knights.
Absolutely not. In cutscenes, there's only one of them, so because it was Magic or Die's game, it was always Robin in the cutscenes.
Oh, right, okay.
But then sometimes Batgirl would be there. It was weird, only certain ones. And then they'd talk to Robin and be like, you're going to die down here alone. And it would zoom out, and as it zoomed out, Batgirl would just walk into frame. It was so funny. And I was like, I guess I'm not here. And so we had this running joke, oh, you made it, Batgirl. That guy was just talking as if you were in the here.
It is a great game. It's so much fun. If you like the Batman Arkham games, it's going to be right up your street. It's
and speaking of Arkham, can we just acknowledge rest in peace, Kevin Conroy? Everyone's Batman.
Indeed, Kevin Conroy. Oh, look what we've done now.
I know.
Just broke our train here.
Before I forgot, but we just
had sad. Good shout. Good shout.
Yeah. We can just respect his memory by playing Batman.
Indeed. It's getting pelters. Gotham Knights is getting a wee bit of pelters because they're a bit like, oh, this just looks like Arkham Knight and all that. But
it's a Batman game. What's it going to look like?
It's got the flavour of the Arkham games, but I think it's got a different spin on it with the 4 characters and also what you're doing is slightly different. It's not as well, it's certainly not as Batman-y, but it is. Yeah. But no, I'm enjoying it immensely. It is one of these ones that I want to do everything in. And you touched on it last week about Harley Quinn, and I've done the first. Well, I've met Harley, and it's I've met another baddie as well, and just to back up what Blunder was saying last week about they're treating the baddies really well, and it's actually really well written.
Right. Arkham, Gotham Knights is one of the big things for me saying don't listen to the big game site critics because I don't know what they play. Like, see big games. I don't, I say this all the time. I don't follow their reviews at all. And Twitter's been full of people saying that. Like, I don't know what these reviewers were playing or what they were looking for because I'm having so much fun with this game. And I'm like, yes. And I think the story's done so well and the characters are done well. The way they've written is like, it's like it's like in Thor Ragnarok when they're putting on the play of Loki's death. It's like they're talking as if it's that pure Harry. Ah, no, brother, I take it. And it's really not. Like, and when you play multiplayer, you get beautiful character interactions. The wee chats with each other are great. Like, it's really nice.
Nice. I think it's good. So I'm akinning it to the enjoyment you get with like Spider-Man, the game Spider-Man.
Aye.
Of that just kind of going about the city. That I always remember that about Spider-Man. Just swinging about the city was fun. And I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think is a lot of these places forget this is meant to be fun. This isn't meant to be. It's not necessarily meant to be mind blowing. It's not meant to be super hard. It's just meant to be fun, and it's meant to be a wee experience. Yeah. And the root of that, I think, has to be the story for games like this. And I'm really enjoying. I'm hardly into it, but I'm really enjoying it.
Aye.
Gotham Knights gets thumbs up from Kaczynski as well.
Yay! It's a nearly hit.
It's a nearly hit. Game of the year. There was another game came out, Blunder, which
Sonic.
Love of Our Lives, Colin Little was wanting to actually get down a few words about, but he didn't manage it. But he's put the mic over to Blunder, which is just as well. Because he's not finished it and you have.
I'm on fire with finishing games just now. Baker Boy, if you're there, who says, "By the way, never finishes games." Well, I've finished 3 in the past week.
Cleaning them up, he is. We're of course talking about God of War Ragnarok, and I mean I'm just going to pass right over to you. I've not played this at all, so I'm just going to throw it over to you, son.
It's pure rubbish. Look at it. It's really, 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 really good. I've not spoke to many people who've played it all the way through. I've not really seen many people talk about it. So I don't think a lot of people I know play God of War. So I've not really seen what people are saying, but I really enjoyed it. I remember playing 2018's God of War and being pleasantly surprised with how well they'd matured the story and took it in a new direction. Because I played the originals, not when they came out a few years later, and I enjoyed them, but they were wild. I think it's probably the most successful rebranding of a game series ever. But just it's like the maturity and the storytelling and the way they craft it. I think it's just it's great. So it picks up. It's hard to figure out where it picks up because I didn't replay the first one.
Right.
And there's a bit a recap you can watch. I was like, I'll be fine. I started. It's like I don't remember what half those words mean. And I was saying this, because I love ancient Greece and the Greek gods. The original games are dead easy for me. I don't really know Norse mythology that much, so I'm like, what is that word? But as you play it, you pick it up and it gets easier. So I think it's might take place like a couple of winters after the first game. Okay. Because Atreus is big, and that's commented on in game. His voice broke during it. They had to record things and all that because wee boy, bless him, went through puberty. And they do a couple of flashback voiceovers of a young Atreus, and my god, he sounds about 6. So I don't know if they digitally altered his voice or got lines for the first game. I don't remember. But time has passed. Can I tell you how much? Not really, no. But the events of the first game are like it's the knock-on effect. So very briefly, for those who've not played the first one, don't listen. At the end of the first game, you have to defeat someone, and the prophecy, it's all built on prophecy, is that when that person is defeated, it will herald in Fimbulwinter, which precedes Ragnarok, which is the end of the world. everyone kind of knows that, and you can in the trailers it's really obvious. So the area you see them running around is Midgard, where they live, Earth. And compared to the first game, it's frozen over, and that's Fimbulwinter affects the realms in different ways. And Midgard, it's a frosty, barren wasteland. Humans are dying out. The whale's mental. They're just trying to survive by hunting and stuff like that. But they've got their protective ring, so Freya and the other gods can't find them. So they're kind of going back to life before the first game happened. Everyone's just a bit older, wiser, and they know some things about their life. And then basically you have to go on a quest. Atreus wants to go on a quest to find a giant or to find a god. He wants to find a god of war in Norse mythology to help them do something. And at the end of the first game, we had that secret ending where Thor arrived, and Thor does arrive. I don't want to spoil it. Thor arrives, and it goes very differently to what you're expecting. It's good, and I think that's what's done well. They're very clever with taking what you expect to happen and flipping it.
Right.
And you go, oh, and that's the whole point of the game. The whole point of the game is taking what you think you know, and it not being true. It's all about defying fate and defying prophecy and making your own fate.
Okay.
And it does the same with what we know about Norse mythology. Like, so in Norse mythology, we know Loki is the father of the Midgard serpent and of Fenrir the wolf. And then when you play God of War, you're like, how's he having wings? He's like 14. And it deals with all that really cleverly. So if you know your Norse mythology, there's bits like that Leonardo DiCaprio like meme. You're like, it is gorgeous looking. The realms are so nice. Every realm's really different looking. Baker Boy says he felt the game was too similar to the first one, playing them back to back. I didn't have that issue because I never replayed the first one. But I don't think all I remember for the first game was snow, a forest, mountain caves, snow, Helheim, mountain caves, a mountain. And I know there was more, but Joe, I'm like, I don't really remember much variety. I remember like Freya's cottage and stuff being cool. But this one, each realm looks really different. And you go back to realms you visited in the first game and they look really different because things have changed and because Fimbulwinter's affecting them. So that's quite smart. They said that the realms are bigger. And again, I'm just going to keep using Baker Boy because he was talking about it. He was like, I don't think they're much bigger. I didn't see much difference. Some of them felt smaller. To which I replied, well, that's because you never did the side quests. Because once you do the side quests, my gosh, those realms are huge. And they're even within them, they look really different, the areas, and they're beautiful. I would say doing the side quests isn't integral to the plot because you can just play the plot.
Right.
It gives you a better appreciation of the characters and the writing in the characters and the layers and why they're doing things that they do. And then I think that's why the end was really emotional to me because, or bits towards the end, because I'd done those side quests. And then they mentioned things they would only mention doing the side quests.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like you get that connection a bit more. So I would say do this, like the side quests are important to the story, and they're not even like side quests like Batman or Spider-Man. What usually happens is you'll finish in a realm and they'll go, oh, do you hear that? Or somebody will say, blah, 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 blah. You could go investigate that bit there, or you can just head back to the story. And they'll actually say that.
Right, okay.
So then you go off and you go, oh, what's up there? Doop, 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 doop. Oh, more map. Oh, stories. Oh, side quests. Oh, look, treasure. Bits and bobs. Oh, what's that? Oh, and it's done really organically. It's not like, oh my god, hero, go find me a sword. It's nothing like
Right.
fetch quests. It's all just, it's usually linked to the realm you've been in and the gods of that realm and how Fimbulwinter's affecting the realm and it's affecting characters' choices and stuff. So it's, I think the side quests are done cleverly because they feel like parts of the main story. They're not just wee tacked on. There is, you've got the wee tacked on quests. Like one of them is like you've got to kill 48 ravens, but that's just fun. And I got really addicted. I'm at 32.
Oh, I hate stuff like that.
And then there's ones there's like finding the chest and finding lore. That's like your wee side quests, but the actual side quests have real impact and the appreciation of the game and the story. I find
the kind of story side quests, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah, and the amount of characters they introduce, or you get to spend more time, was really nice. The story does things that I never saw coming. And I won't say anything to spoil it because it caught me by surprise. And I was like, oh my god. But it took for me to do pretty much most of the side quests in each realm and the main story. It took me 32 hours and 26 minutes. And then there's post game missions to do as well. Baker Boy, who did no side quests, did it in 19 hours.
So that's fast. Sure, that's fast.
So because he told me that, and I said, I'm a bit disappointed. I thought it'd be a long game. It's 19 hours is long. But then he was like, I didn't do any side quests. I was like, alright, cool. And he said he felt a bit underwhelmed by it all. But I was like, I never. But that's the hype. It's the hype train, folks. Don't buy into the hype train. Don't watch trailers.
I see that the thing that comforted me was Tweeder, the former Ride or Die, came on my stream the other day, and I was eager to ask him about it because he was hyped to the max for it. He was about to explode for it coming out, and he still thought it was amazing. Said it's the best thing he's ever played. He said he wasn't a father or a husband for 3 days.
Yeah, my husband kept coming in like, do you want food? I was like, no, I have 14 bags of crisps and meat. But yeah, I think it's good. I'm not a big fan of the combat. It's just I don't gel with the combat. I was fine with it. I don't find it the easiest. Colin's biggest bugbear so far was the companions shouting things out like, brother, look over there, a shiny object, or father, to your right. And by the time they've said that, you're stabbed in the side. Their indicator for people attacking you. It took me a while to get used to. But once you get the time down, it's fine. I also love using the Chaos Blades. They're not the strongest. I like spinning. I'm like, woo!
Aye.
But then the axe is good fun as well. So, but I never struggled. I struggled more with normal enemies than bosses. Because normal enemies, I think, will scale with you. But bosses are kind of like a set level. So by the end, I was like, poo to the bosses, but the enemies were like stabbing me to death. I was like, oh my god, stop it. I was like, this is embarrassing. I've just beat that person and now you're like killing me. The leveling system's really fun. The armor system's great. I love shiny armor. But it's fun and the characters' interactions are beautiful. There's lots of laughs in it as well as moments of sadness and moments of ooh and ah, and all the characters are really good. There's not like a single character who feels out of place or forced in. It's really, really good. It's just excellent. Like Baker Boy texts me today and says, out of 10, what you're giving it? I was like, a 10.
Wow. Okay.
I just really, really enjoyed it. And I want to go back and play more of it, but I've got other games to play.
Well, I like the fact when you messaged, you said 32 hours, 26 minutes in, and I've completed in inverted commas.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I do. I want to go back and play more and just kick about the realms and do stuff. Like it's nice, it's fun. There's only a few games that I've ever felt like, oh, here we go. I want to go again. I don't know if I'll go for the start again. I want to be like super strong.
Right.
But like I kind of I want to go around and power up all my armor for no reason, just to say I've done it. And I love trophies, so I'm like, what trophies can I get?
Are we platinum on its way, perhaps?
Oh no, because some of the fights are really hard. So they've got a new version of Valkyries, and I tried one and was like, no, it's not that.
Oh gosh.
I never did the Valkyries in the first one. I did a couple, and then I think I tried the final one and was like, sack that. No, thank you. I like stuff to a point, but if it's getting frustrating, I know I need to step away. So that's self-regulation. But no, really fun, really good, beautiful to look at. Really engaging, like you don't want to stop playing it. Like there was a Dead by Daylight event all week, and I was like, I need to stop playing it to play Dead by Daylight, and I was like, no, I can't. I need to play this. I just need to play it, and I just need to play it, and not in a rush way. I just wanted to enjoy the journey. There was a review that said they never felt the game was the pacing was off because they're meant to be rushing towards Ragnarok, and they never felt that way. To which, and this is no spoiler, if you know Norse mythology, Ragnarok is heralded by a horn. Until the horn goes, Ragnarok's no kicking in. That's it. Right? So there's no need to rush because everyone's like, we're chill, we're just kicking about till that horn goes. And if you know the story, it makes sense why they're like, oh, let's just kick about the realms, let's see what's happening, because that horn has not been blown.
Fair play.
But no, I loved it. It's so good. Oh, it's great.
Happy days.
It'd be good to do a spoiler cast when you get a chance to play it, because
Yeah.
it's really, really, really good. I don't think there's as much, because Baker Boy's like thoughts, and I was like, it was fun. He's like, and it's like, I enjoyed it. I was like, but I don't think there's as much to discuss as in what did this mean or represent, or what's going to happen next.
Right, okay.
I don't know if this is a trilogy like the first 3 games, in the sense of, I don't know. It's hard to say what's boy. I don't think it's like, it's weird. It ends in a way you're like, oh, I don't know where they're going to go next.
Did they not say that this is the end of his Norse journey?
Did they say that? Right,
I feel like they've said that.
Cool.
I don't know how I know it otherwise.
Yeah. Which will be interesting seeing where they go forward. I'm like, because there's ways they can go. The ending. I'm going to say more. It's good. No, it's good. It's really good.
He's already
really
said
good.
too much.
There's bits where like I was flabbergasted and totally like caught full left field with things. It's good. It's good. It's really good. The storytelling's really good.
Very good. Very good. I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. I should say thank you so much to Sony for giving us a code for God of War, and to Warner Brothers for giving us a code for Gotham Knights as well. But one thing I will say is, no matter who gives us codes, we're always wear a heart on our sleeves. We'll tell you what we think.
Also, I paid for both of those games.
I was just about to say,
rubbish.
Blunder didn't get the code for either, so he's used his cold cash.
Yeah. If it was rotten, I had to be like, these games stink.
We had a wee multiplayer night, Blunder.
We did.
Rubber Bandits was the game
funny
on show, and it was good fun. Colin joined us for a wee night. We'd Colin for a fortnight. We got a podcast and a gaming out of him. Now he's now back into Pantoland. But that was silly. This was a kind of gang beasts come. I don't know what else. It's a kind of.
It was a bit like that other game we played with the putty men. Remember, we had to solve puzzles and run around and jump.
What was that?
I don't remember. It was an Xbox.
I can't remember.
And like you had to throw each other around, and there was like puzzles to solve. It was donkeys ago.
That's ringing a bell, actually, now you mention it. But it was
like
good fun.
With the balance. Yeah, it was good fun.
It was good.
I didn't think it was going to last the whole stream, and then it did.
Aye.
I don't think it was as engaging or as funny as Gang Beasts. But it was still a lot of fun.
I was under the impression, I think, that there was going to be some sort of story mission to it. We kind of found something almost like that, but it was just like, do this level. But it was very straightforward. It wasn't until the very, very last level. It wasn't challenging in the slightest.
It was a bit weird.
And I think I was expecting some sort of, as I say, stories, not necessarily an in-depth story, but some sort of journey, as opposed to just this is another level. I thought it was going to be
more robbing a bank, robbing a ship, robbing a casino with like different levels, and that to like go through the vents and do the. And then it was just kind of like grab some money and run.
Yes,
which was fun.
I think the big laughs came when it was 1v1v1 with us all, and it was just chaos. They were good modes, and likewise, like you said, we started with that, and it wasn't going to last. We couldn't do a whole stream like that.
I think we've done all 9 game modes in like 30 minutes.
So by bookending the stream, I think with that was quite nice, and doing the kind of missions in inverted commas in the middle was quite nice. But it was good fun, and a nice way to spend an evening.
Good party game.
Definitely one of these games that's fun with pals. You know, I don't know if I'd be interested in playing this with randoms.
Can you imagine?
But just getting on with you guys was great fun.
Nice.
Silly, very silly. And do you know something I've got back into is Formula One. I've just suddenly dawned on me. I don't even know if this is Formula 1 22 that I'm showing here. This might be the old one. EA very kindly gifted me a code for Formula 1 22, and it's not without its problems. And there's big kind of issues on the servers at the moment with multiplayer games. kind of desyncing and all that kind of stuff, which isn't great when you're playing a game as twitchy as Formula One. But it's great fun. I've been playing with Scruffy and Random and Tommy, the Formula One crew, and it's so satisfying a game to play. It's so tricky to control, but once you kind of get the knack of it, it's so satisfying, and it really does become about shaving off tenths of seconds, and it's so addictive. We do medium-sized races, if you like, so it's not 5 laps. We maybe do like 18, and it's just, you know, getting taken out in the second lap, and you have to pit, and then you're 30 seconds behind everybody, taking those laps to just incrementally catch up and creep back and all that. It's just great fun.
It's too stressful for me, man.
It's so stressful, but it's great fun. Great fun. What else have you been playing, Blunder?
I've been playing other games. I picked up Sonic Frontiers.
Hopefully this button's Sonic Frontiers. Oh yeah, that's good.
The unfortunate thing is Sonic Frontiers came out the day before God of War. So I literally played like 3 hours of Sonic Frontiers and was like, I don't want to play with you anymore. I was like, Sonic, Sega really, I don't think that's the best launch window, but it's cool beans. I'm going to say this word again. It's fun.
Well, that's what they're meant to be.
Games are fun again. I think I've enjoyed a Sonic game really since Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, and it kind of gives me vibes of that because it's open world, and Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast was kind of open world. It was like hub world, you went to levels, and it was lots of fun, and there was proper storyline, and this has that. So basically, the premise is Dr. Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman as we call him now, has been very naughty, and he tries to like tune into like the power source to a tablet, and then for some reason it opens up a road to the cyber world instead, and then Tails and Sonic and Amy are going to an island. I think it's the same island, and they get sucked into a vortex, and so that's the first level. And Sonic manages to escape this cyber world, and then he starts talking to a pillar, and it's like, you have escaped the cyber world with your own power. You are the one, the chosen one. I'm like, damn, Sonic. And yeah, you're just on this island trying to stop it being full of baddies. So far, that's what I can tell. Your pals, Amy, and you've seen the trailer tell, Knuckles and Tails, they are kind of trapped in like a cyber limbo, so you've got to collect tokens of them, and then it releases them into the world. I don't know if I get to play as them yet, or they add in the story. The free running is really fun. You've got like all these funny wee moves, and some of the fights are huge. You fight giant colossal bad guys, and you've got to figure out the timings and run up them and attack them. It's fun. It's good. The voice acting is a bit sus though.
Is it?
Sonic's voice is weird.
Oh,
it sounds like Action Man.
Oh,
is it? Hi, I'm Sonic. I'm like, oh, you're not Sonic.
Oh,
I'm like, what is that? His voice is bizarre. I don't know. When I play it again, I'll double check. But I was like, why is Sonic been buffified? Like, that's weird. Is it Chad Bro Sonic?
Chad Bro.
But you do get to go very fast, which is fun. Gotta go fast. And I love the Sonic movies with James Marsden in them. They're amazing. If you're not watching, watch them. I mean, after I played those, I bought Sonic Adventure on the PC, and it doesn't control very well. It's a wee bit janky. This is also janky, believe it or not.
Right.
But in a negligible way, it's like it still works. It's good fun. It's just he's so fast at times to control. It's like,
gosh,
you're like, Sonic has no control. But I'm looking forward to getting back into it now. I finished God of War and playing it. And I cannot wait to go to Super Sonic. I cannot wait to be able to do that. Because the first thing you're tasked with is finding the Chaos Emeralds. That's why they're going to these islands to find the Chaos Emeralds. Okay. He's always looking for those darn Chaos Emeralds. And he gets sucked into trouble. But no, it's fun, it's fast, it's Sonic, it's camp, it's great.
Excellent.
Speaking of camp, I also played and completed Bayonetta 3.
Oh my.
The controversy of it all. So third game of the series, which has gone through development hell to try and get made. Like, there was a whole controversy with voice actor, which we're not going to talk about, but there was this thing stated that for a AAA franchise making $450 million, to which everyone went, "Who? What? Bayonetta.
Huh?
Like Bayonetta had to fight to get a sequel made, which also included Nintendo getting involved in like putting money towards it getting made. And the second game came out like 5 years after it came out 7 years ago because it came out when I met my husband, and I think it was 5 years after the first game, maybe. So to get to the third game in 12 years, so like that's not a AAA franchise. That's niche. I get a lot of fun. Bullet time, which I will say it's not the best of the three. Story wise, quite disappointed with the story. At first you're like, oh cool, and as the story goes on, you go, oh what? And by the end you go, oh really? They introduced a new character, Viola, who's very 2006 emo manic pixie girl.
Right.
Even the script writing's very. I'm like, oh, I'll be back to that type of script writing. It feels dated in that sense, which is weird because the gameplay is like had an improvement, in certain aspects, which is nice. But yeah, she's very like Bayonetta calls her Kitty Cat or something because she never calls people by their names, and her catchphrase is, "My name is Viola." And oh my god, see if she say that one more time, I was about to like hard delete the disc.
Oh dear.
Oh, she was doing my box in. And when you have to play as her, she plays very differently to Bayonetta, and I was not a fan. But there's lots of really cool bits in it. Like the summoning the demons, you actually get to control them now, and you can summon them and fight alongside them, which is fun. They put in these giant Godzilla-like battles, which are kind of fun. Each of the bosses has its own quirky way to defeat them, which is good fun. It was a fun game. The story, as Baker Boy said in chat, there was no story. There was a story of some semblance, which just seems to confuse the fan base. And then the developers like, it might take another 9 games to tell the full story. I was like, you struggle getting 3. Let's rein it in.
Danger.
Let's not go there. I did have fun with it. But I was a bit like, could have been better. Could have been better. And also my husband went this game looks rubbish visually. And I was like, you play WoW? And he was like, it looks better than this. I was like, it does not look at Bayonetta. But I will say at times it was struggling to look interesting. It also has the most bland world designs of the 3 games. It's like you fight in Japan, you fight in New York, you fight in Paris, and I'm like, where's the magical places like the first 2 games had? The first game is still the best in the series, and the second game is good, and the second game makes the first game better, and then this game's alright, and it makes the first game look even better.
Okay.
So
recommend it?
If you're a Bayonetta fan, I'd recommend it. Maybe wait for it to cool down in price a bit. It's Nintendo, it's a £50 game.
Oh, see.
But I did have fun, but don't expect the best storytelling, which is disappointing because Bayonetta's usually had really good stories.
That's a shame.
I know. I was a bit like, oh, that's crap.
So what you're essentially saying is go and play God of War instead.
Aye. And we never thought I'd say that between Bayonetta and God of War.
Things have changed, son.
Or go play the first Bayonetta again.
There you are. Wonderful. Thank you, Blunder.
Oh, what else?
Our listeners have been in touch too.
Ooh.
Subtle Sraff. She says they have nothing to report apart from several chapters of A Plague Tale Requiem that they played last month. Were pretty amazing. Now that's,
get back to that.
That's good because Subtle was disappointed that it was next gen only or current gen, however you want to say. This gen. So she must have found a way to play. That's good. Hamster Boy has been in touch. I've been playing Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, aiming. Good fun.
Oh, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart was just so good.
I finished it.
I enjoyed it. Did I finish it? I did finish it. I enjoyed it. It was good. I did Totsumosh ending.
Totsumosh. Evil Monkey's been in touch. Evil Monkey has made it to Monkey Island.
Have you played it yet?
I've not. It's on Game Pass now as well. I
saw the card for it at the PlayStation Store. I don't like the art style they've gone with.
Do you not? No, that has been the talk of the Steamy when it comes to it.
I'm not a fan of the art style in general. It's just not because it's an Evil Monkey game, a Monkey Island game, but I saw it and that art style makes to go, ooh.
It's definitely a detour, but I think it's within its rights. I think coming out and doing the same thing would be dull. So yeah, I've not touched that at all. I will need to play it because it's definitely a bit of nostalgia for us all. No, I will pick up. Thanks for getting in touch. If you want to get in touch, remember we want to know how your COVID vaccine went and how you serve in badminton. Here's how you can do it.
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are @NearlyMen, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Blunder, do you want some new releases, son?
Absolutely, I definitely need more games to play.
You need to finish them all. November 17th, you're getting Aspire 2 on the Quest, Extinction Eclipse Extinction Eclipse on PC and Switch, Frozen Flame on PC, Goat Simulator 3, My Fantastic Ranch is out on everything, Oaken Folds out on PC, as is Organs, Please, Star Sand is out on everything, and Wobble Dogs Console Edition comes to Switch.
Kind of great.
November 18th, the Dark Pictures anthology, The Devil in Me. It's an adult version.
It's like a weekend.
It's coming out to everything, just about, except Switch. Heidelberg 1693 comes out to just about everything. And November 18 sees the release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Yay! Did you see it made the news? Because after 25 years, Ash Ketchum's finally a Pokemon master. He did it! He really did it!
November 22nd sees Evil West coming out for all platforms there. Just Dance 23 comes out as well, as does Ship of Fools. November 24th sees Dysteria coming to PC. November 28th, Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Barter Sororitas DLC. You heard it here first.
Sure.
November 29th, Gotham Knights Heroic Assault. So I think this is the 4-player arena.
Yeah, it's the 4-player, yeah.
The Night Witch also comes to just about everything. And November 30th, as we spoke earlier on Game Pass, Warhammer 40k Darktide comes out for PC and Xbox. And that is your new releases. Pokemon. Scarlet and Violet, are you picking it up?
I've got it preloaded on my Switch already, because tomorrow night I'm going to play a Pokemon party.
A Pokemon party? What do you do at a Pokemon party?
Get drunk and play Pokemon.
That's what I was hoping.
So it's me, Magic or Die, Hickory MJ, Original Steven, and Dibun.
You big bunch of nerds.
We're going to watch Disenchanted in Disney Plus because that comes out, and we're going to watch the new what's her name? Mean Girls.
Tina Fey?
No, the Lindsay Lohan Christmas movie. Apparently, it's pretty good.
Oh my day!
I'm gonna drink some drinks, not too much, just some, and play Pokemon. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great and gamey.
That sounds like a rip-roarous night.
It does indeed. Yeah, that Evil West looks quite good.
I
think I saw it and I went, oh, and then I was like, and I was like, I need to wait and see a video, but I think
I need to see a video. I'd like to see a video
maybe
myself.
see it in action, yeah.
But yeah, no, interesting. I didn't play the last Pokemon game. I get right into Sword and Shield.
Legends Arceus was alright. It was quite fun. I've got Pokemon Violet for the exclusive Pokemon, and definitely not for the Daddy Professor.
Hopeless.
Totally predictable. But I think it should be good. Arceus Legends was good. Arceus Legends was good. I enjoyed that.
This isn't the open world one, is it?
Yeah.
This is the open world, right? Okay.
Yeah. So Arceus was kind of open world. It had regions you warped to, and then it was like big plains and stuff.
Right.
So I think it's like the next step up from that. Yeah, it's maybe like the first Pokemon game where you don't need to do things in order, and I'm like, oh,
okay.
Years?
The Elden Ring of Pokemon.
Yeah, and you can play with pals, but you're limited as to what you can do with your pals. So that's why we're all going to play together to see what you can actually do.
Excellent.
And trade Pokemon. It's like big dorks.
Excellent. Enjoy that. Has there been anything happening in the chat while we've been on here, Blunder Boy?
Yuze says, "Shh, keep it down. Some people have to work tomorrow."
Aye, us.
And quite rightly, Colin reprimanded him and
Quite
said,
right.
"Quiet you."
Good.
And then Baker Boy says he wants to cancel his Pokemon pre-order, but it's already shit.
That's
And
too bad.
I'm like, oh well, what a shame you have to play that game. And then Magic or Die on Gotham Knights says there was a fun little chat between Robin and Batgirl when Robin fell through the floor or something and was embarrassed.
Oh, nice.
It gets really embarrassed. It goes, oh, I hope no one saw that. As if Batgirl's up there. So we went, I just be Robin. And then Batgirl goes, don't worry, Robin. I'll delete from video footage. It's like, thanks, Barbs. It's very cute. It's very, very good. And it's interesting because in the continuity, Barbara and Dick have been a couple. They've dated.
Oh, okay.
So some tech they have wee chats that kind of references that at times. There's a really nice chat. And when a Nightwing's optional, now if you go back, you get to see their symbol and you see wee cutscenes of them doing stuff around the Belfry and stuff like that.
Right, aye.
So they have a really nice wee. I love a wee conversation, but then it sounds a bit rude, and you're like, "Oh God."
Hello.
But it's good. Yeah, that's it. So let's
Nice.
keep it nice and polite this evening.
Very well behaved people. Very well behaved.
Gold stars for all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was episode 119 of the Nearly Men Video Games podcast with myself, Paul Kaczynski, and ever brilliant Blunderboy87.
It's me.
We are going to take a break from the podcast over the Christmas period, the festive period, I should say. So this will be the last podcast until January. We will be back bigger and better than ever. But for the month of December, we're just going to stick to playing games on Thursday nights. So please join us for that. It's going to be great fun.
Games by gamers for gamers. Games.
Starting
That's
with
on
Gotham Knights next week. We're going to play Gotham Knights, me and Blunder. Don't know who will be playing it. I don't know if I can play as anyone else. I might have to be Jason Todd. We shall see.
I think there is different save files, but we need to check.
I want to give Robin a go. I think
Robin's good. Robin's quite fun.
Robin and Batgirl. Nightwing,
Do you know,
okay, he's okay, but the other two appeal to me more.
Nightbutt is an amazing thing. Do you know what's the nice? One last thing in this topic. Next thing, each of the Bat family have one of Batman's signature moves from the Arkham games.
Oh, do they? Oh,
They can all do something Batman could do that the others can't, which is really nice.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
That is very nice.
Yeah.
It's a good game,
we'll
people.
talk about that more next week.
It's a good game. Thank you for joining us, everybody. 119 done in the bin, and we'll see you back for the podcast in January. But please do join us throughout the month of December playing various video games. Blunderboy, have you anything left to say, son?
Just remember, charge your joypads.
You've got it, because if you don't, you can't play.
Exactly.
See you later, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.